This community called Highland Lakes. It's on a mountaintop. It's the highest residential neighborhood. It's a blue-collar community. There were a bunch of these cabins for sale. And so the fellows in this building, who were conservators, had a bunch of friends in the art world. In other words, a very mixed bag of people. And they got them all to buy cabins within a short time. We moved in as a part of a community. Anyway, I began doing portraits of all these people. And a lot of the portraits that you see on the website are of people, our neighbors around the lake. And I would just give them as gifts. But I got to know, there was a way of getting to know the people well. I've had a few commissions of painting retiring college presidents, which came out of my association with Brooklyn College. I painted the retiring president of Brown University. His name was Raymond Hefner. His cousin is the one who published Playboy magazine, and he sat for his portrait while watching the first of the moon landings. He was playing in this, on a little TV set in this 18th century room while I did my painting. While I was there, I was on hold for flying down to Washington, D.C. to do a portrait of the man who was vice president under Nixon while Nixon was in China. In case Nixon was to be assassinated, this other guy, Agnew, would become Mr. President. And this was for Time magazine. Nixon, but that got canceled because Agnew got arrested in the White House. But that led to my doing a portrait of Kissinger for Time magazine. And I said I'd only work directly from life. But when I showed up to do the painting with all my material, he objected, and it was only under some kind of duress that he agreed to pose, to give me 4 hours. It took two days to get through the 4 hours of actual work. Another interesting adventure was at the University of Chicago, and the painting, when it was finished, was hung at a student lounge and kidnapped by a women's group, the student women's group. And they said I had insulted all womankind with my portrait of her. She tended to look like George Washington. But then it got returned. And then it was kidnapped again by a radical group, political radical, who didn't like Hannah Gray or what she stood for. And they kidnapped the painting and photographed it once a week in a kind of insulting place against the sewer, against the hydrant, against the garbage can, that sort of thing. And week after week this went on. It made the local newspapers. We published a photograph every week, but got me no publicity in New York. And it went on for about 3 months. And finally got returned with some passage from some novel. I couldn't understand it. That was I don't know how it related to what this group stood for that had kidnapped it. But it was written in float pen over the back of the painting, the whole back. And eventually it will bleed through the front. There's no way of eliminating it. I don't know where it's hanging now. But Hannah Gray was quoted in the paper when it was returned as saying she's sorry it was found. she thought it was not a very nice painting. So I had not too much luck as a portrait painter, except for my friends who weren't in a position to criticize the work. My interest remains in doing the painting. And that's what keeps me going. It's a big puzzle beyond solving. I keep looking for the solution. I have not yet arrived at an ultimate painting. And I guess I never will.